Hi, Martin here. Today I want to show you guys how to clean the inside of this intake manifold, and of course we'll do the outside as well. But what happens over time is these get filled with like a carbon deposit, and that's coming from the blow-by of your engine through the PVC valve. I'll show you how to get it all cleaned up, so let's get started. Alright, before we actually start cleaning it, I got myself a Milwaukee inspection scope here. We're going to just slide this down inside one of the runners, and I'm going to show you the kind of stuff that you can find in here. Now this particular intake manifold I bought it used, and it was sitting outside on a disassembled engine. I'm in a desert climate, so it's very dusty. So it obviously has, I can see the dirt here in the runners right here, but what else is down in there? And this particular engine, it got really hot. Now, it didn't scatter any pistons or anything like that, and that's the kind of stuff you got to worry about. Because if it does that, it'll suck it into the intake manifold, and it'll distribute it throughout all the cylinders. And then are you getting any of that metal? It will, bond itself to the plastic because the stuff is super hot. The pistons, and let's say it dropped a valve seat and broke that or whatever. So that metal can melt itself into the plastic, and you really don't want an intake that's got that kind of stuff in it because it could potentially come loose and then go into your engine. All right, let's see what we can find. Yeah, what do we got? Look at that right there. There's a leaf in there. Well, it was sitting outside for some time. Yep, there the camera's pushing it around. We'll have to definitely make sure we wash all that out of there. Yeah, more pieces of leaves. That could be, that also looks like sand right there. A lot of sand got in there. Definitely not something you'd want inside your engine. Alright, now what you're seeing here, it looks clean. It's nice and shiny, but that shine, that is actually like an oil residue. That's a carbon buildup. This is not good. You want it to look rather dull. It's definitely a buildup of, blow-by here. We need to get that out of there. Hey, I'm upside down. There we go. That's better. Let's get on with it. Alright, one of my favorite things to use as a degreaser and cleaner is the Purple Power. Stuff works really well. It's totally non-flammable, biodegradable, and it works really well. It makes like your engine spray on degreasers. That stuff is junk. This is definitely the way to go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and spray this down, and we're going to do kind of an initial clean. We definitely want to pour a bunch of it in this intake in just a little bit here. But I first want to get that kind of that rough stuff out of there, the sand and those leaves. Get rid of all that. Purple Power. Alright, we'll just let that soak for a while. Alright, what I got here is this brush. Very inexpensive, very flexible. It's about 24 inches long, and they're made to clean out like your dryer vents or your coils underneath like your refrigerator to get all that dust out of there. I'm going to run this through the intake runners this way and in through here to loosen up all that carbon and get that out of there. And then we're going to rinse it out. We've let it soak in here for quite a while now. If you can see that is coming out pretty filthy. So if you're wondering where that brush is actually going, so it goes into this intake runner and around, and it's right in here. This is that runner right there, and coming into the plenum. Yeah, look at that. That's you know what? I pull that out. How awful that looks. There, look at that. That's pretty gross. Look at that. You're going to want to rinse the brush out every once in a while. They really do get gummed up with all the deposits you're going to find inside the intake. That way you're not transferring it from one intake runner to the next. I've got the garden hose hooked to the bottom of my water heater. That way you got good hot water. That helps a lot. Here's another option. You can use a Tupperware container like I got here. And that way you don't lose any of your purple power that happens to spill or come out of the intake runners. Now using an agitation motion to help loosen all the carbon deposits. By pouring this straight down the intake here, we've got a lot of purple power down in here in the plenum. Make sure we get that. That's where a lot of it's going to be setting, down in there. Once you've thoroughly brushed the inside of the intake manifold, rinse it out with hot water. Best to use as high pressure as you can. Here I'm blasting water through where the map sensor would be installed. Of course, remove any type of sensors that you have on the intake manifold so they're not to get damaged from using the purple power or using the water. Alright, the following day, intake's nice and dry, and I rinsed it off, but one thing about the purple power, you need to rinse the product or intake off properly, because if you don't, you end up with this white chalky residue right there. that wipes off really easy. But it's really, if you were to do this on an aluminum intake and didn't rinse it off, it's a really chalky residue. So thoroughly rinse it off after you've cleaned it. Now let me show you the inside intake runners. Alright, as you can see, the intake looks a whole lot better inside and out, and that purple power works really well. Now you may want to do it if it's really caked up really bad. It's something that you may have to soak for a really long time or apply the purple power a couple times and scrubbing quite a bit before you actually get it all out. And then just thoroughly wash the intake out and you're all good to go. I hope you all enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. And if you've never subscribed to me before, please hit that subscribe button right down there and that little bell symbol right next to it. That way you get notifications of my upcoming videos as I post them. Alright, and I'm also an Amazon affiliate. Check out the links down below and do your Amazon shopping through there. Alright, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.